Hey guys, welcome back to the Command Beacon. As a reminder, if you're looking for a way to support the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video, turn on the notification bell icon to stay up to date with all my latest content for you guys. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter at command_beacon. And in case you didn't know, I started a small Discord channel where you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest, or just chat it up. The link will be in the description down below. Well, enough of that. Let's get on to the gameplay. Okay, so we lost the die roll. We're going to be playing a multiplayer commander game. Let's take a look at our opening hand. We do have a Bane of Progress, Stomping Grounds, Forest, Ancient Tomb. That gets us to 4. If we draw into another one, we'll be able to play Golos a turn early. We don't have any black mana though, so we could go for Urborg. And our opponents are not playing black. I think we're going to go ahead and keep on this one. I'm afraid that if we mulligan, it'll be a much worse hand. And we're going to be playing against Riku of the Two Reflections, Arjun, the Shifting Flame, and Ayula, Queen Amongst Bears. Looks like Arjun's going to lead us off with a Command Tower. They pass the turn over to Ayula. They play a Forest and pass the turn over. And we drew into Damnation, so we have a lot of removal in case things start getting out of hand. Let's go ahead and play the Stomping Ground. We will not pay the 2. We'll pass the turn. But I do have a feeling that we're going to be wheeling a lot here. Oh no, just them, they're going to be drawing. Okay. Alright, Riku plays a Temple of Mystery. I don't think it's much of a mystery what's going to be happening over there. They're going to be doing a lot of copying. Arjun plays a Mountain, and it looks like they are passing their turn. Ayula plays a second Forest, bringing out the Queen herself. Passing the turn right over to us, and we drew into Cabal Coffers. That's pretty good if we get into Golos. So I think on this one we're going to go ahead and play the Forest. Let's go ahead and tap down, just so it doesn't hold us up here, and we'll pass the turn. Riku plays a Frontier Bivouac. Looks like they're going to go ahead and pass the turn over to Arjun. Slow first few turns here. Arjun plays an Island, casting their first spell, a Archmage Ascension. And at the beginning of each end step, if you drew 2 or more cards this turn, you may put a quest counter on it. As long as you have 6 or more quest counters, if you would draw a card instead, search your library for a card, put that card into your hand. Seems fair. Ayula's going to play a Grizzly Bear. Very creative name there. And they choose to put a +1/+1 counter on the bears. Excuse me, they put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Alright, we drew into Seasons Past, so we're not seeing another mana source yet, or another land that we can use. So let's get the Ancient Tomb down. I don't want to spoil the Cabal Coffers yet, and I think with that we will pass the turn. Riku plays an Exotic Orchard. They pass the turn. Arjun plays a land, and they play a Oneerophage. Not even sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's what I'm going to go with. And it has flying. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter onto it. Okay. Definitely good in a deck that wants to draw a lot of cards. Ayula's going to Worldly Tutor at the end of Arjun's turn. They reveal a Metallic Mimic. So looking to buff up their bears. They play Gaia's Cradle. I much prefer that art. They play the Metallic Mimic. They decide to put the counters onto the Mimic, and they follow up with a Striped Bear. So it looks like Ayula's getting out of hand pretty quick. If we're able to draw a black mana source, I think we're going to have to Toxic Deluge here, especially if our opponent's going to be swinging all out on us. They choose not to swing. Oof, and we rip into Leyline of Anticipation. So definitely nothing we can do, unfortunately. Yeah, it was a risky keep. Let's see, is there anything else we can do? We can get the Cabal Coffers down. That's not going to tap for anything. Nope. I think with that we'll just pass the turn. It will be nice once we do get the other land down. I think we're just going to go ahead and grab the Urborg that'll let us fire off some of these board wipes to kind of clear the board. And the Leyline of Anticipation, if we ever get into some blue mana, we will be able to activate Golos on our opponent's turn and be able to cast these spells off of them. Alright, Riku just cast a Rampart Growth. They fetched the land and passed over. Arjun has a little squid trigger here. They got to put a +1/+1 counter on it. They play a mountain. And they follow with a Jace's Sanctum. They skip to their combat phase and pass the turn over to Ayula. Ayula is currently threatening 15 damage here. They play Emerald Medallion. They follow with a Cage Stun. I'm assuming they're going to pick green. And it looks like our opponent's going to go after the Arjun player, taking him down to 22 life. Alright, so we drew into a Myriad Landscape. Let's go ahead and let's grab... Oh, that comes in tapped, so we still can't do anything, unfortunately. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I think on that we're just gonna have to pass. So we did draw into a land, just wasn't the right land that we wanted to see. And I have a feeling that our opponent's probably gonna swing out at us next. Alright, looks like Riku's gonna hit the field here. Looks like our opponent's ready to kick up some shenanigans here. This Bane of Progress is going to be really nice when it does hit the field. It's going to take care of all these shenanigans that our opponent have going on. Arjun plays Assault Suit. And it looks like the Squid's going to be going at the Ayula player. Not really sure what they are going after here. Not sure if that was a bold move. Ayula does currently have 18 power on the board. Looks like they're going to be playing a Camellia's Colossus here. They follow with a Druid's Familiar. Our opponent's doing a little bit of politicking on the side here. Guess Ayula wanted to know why they were the ones that got attacked. They couldn't really understand why Arjun was swinging at them with a squid. And it looks like Arjun said that he just wanted to make sure to deal at least some damage before he died. And Ayula is reassuring Arjun that they sense a board wipe coming. I hope they're not sensing it from us at this time because we don't have any open black. I think they're really just trying to comfort them. But we may be taking the majority of this damage here. Yeah, so we're facing 18. That's a lot of damage. I'm not even gonna tally that up. I'm gonna let Moto do all the math here. Alright, so we go down to 16. We took 24 damage on that one. And they play a Temple of the False God. They play Solemn Simulacrum. They follow with Adaptive Automaton. Ooh, they choose to have one of the bears fight Riku. That can't be good for the Riku player. They play Uvenwald Bear. It's going to come in with 2 +1/+1 counters because Riku died. Actually, I don't think Riku counts as dying because he went back to the command zone, so it won't have the Morbid trigger on that. But they do get the counters from Ayula. Now, please let me draw into a black mana source. And we rip into Bloom Tender, so that's super rough on us right now. What do we do here? Let's get Golos down. If we do this, we're basically guaranteeing that we're gonna die. Oh well, let's go for it. We'll grab the Urborg. I don't think it really matters at this point. I think with us having the Urborg Cabal coffers down, Ayula's gonna be able to quickly identify that we're probably their only threat, unless they decide to spread the wealth here, which I think they have enough power on the board to really close out the game here. Let's go ahead and discard the Leyline of Anticipation. Actually, let's get rid of Season's Past. We don't have anything in our graveyard. We really didn't do a whole lot, but it was an awesome display for Ayula. Geez, she's a 10-10 right now. And just when I thought that they ran out of gas, they played that Hunter's Insight, which came in huge because, I mean, it really led into a very explosive turn. Alright, Riku's going to be playing a Peregrine Drake here. Let's see if they have the Deadeye Navigator. Ooh, they play Tyrant of Discord. When he enters the battlefield, target opponent chooses a permanent they control at random and sacrifices it. If a non-land permanent is sacrificed this way, repeat this process. And they are targeting the Ayula player here. Oh, right out the rip, the first random sacrifice was the Gaia's Cradle. Jeez. Looks like the Ayula player is pretty upset that the Gaia's Cradle's gone. It is just words in the chat. I don't know how true it is. He may be saying that right now, but he could be planning to take myself and the Arjun player out. But we'll have to see. Then again, I think with the the Chameleon Colossus, they may be able to close out the game or at least take out two players at the same time. We'll see. Oh man, if we can somehow get this damnation off, get that all cleared out, right, and then hit them with the Bane of Progress, I think that would set them back quite a bit. The Arjun player is a little indecisive on what they want to do. They played the Locust God. That's always good. Looks like we may be seeing some wheels turning these next couple turns. And if we survive this next barrage of bears, I'm hoping to gain some favor with the damnation. It also helps that our opponents tapped out. That both of the blue players are tapped out. So that'll make sure that that hits the ground. I don't think anybody would have an issue with a board wipe other than the Ayula player. Alright, Ayula decides to skip directly to combat. Who said they may be going for a couple chameleon activations here. Oof. So yep, they held through on their word here, and looks like Ayula's going to be swinging all of that at the Riku player. And I quote, Ayula said, "I'm just saying, you're dead meat." Looks like they're going for a Chameleon Colossus activation here, so they're going for the overkill. It's a very angry player. They decide to block the Colossus here and the Grizzly Bear. That takes them down to 9 with 10 commander damage. But Ayula's definitely been putting down a lot of work. They move to their second main phase, and it looks like they're just going to pass the turn over. Alright, and we draw to a Closing Grip here. So I think what we're going to do, let's go ahead, tap the Ancient Tomb down to activate the Cabal Coffers. Let's go Damnation on this one. Looks like our opponent's going to expend some mana to try to regenerate target creature, that target creature being the Metallic Mimic. Not sure if they failed to read the Damnation, but creatures cannot be regenerated. Alright, so a couple triggers here, one from the Solemn, the other one from the Locust God, and I think we're going to play the Bane of Progress here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Got a 7/7 Bane of Progress. Looks like the Ayula player is trying to rally everybody up to play against us. Let's see if their cry for politics helps here. It's kind of hard to, beg or ask for mercy or for parlay when you basically single-handedly beat down the entire board. See, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. Let's start over. Okay. We are only down to 12 health, so we do have to be a little conscious of our decisions going forward here. Looks like our opponent's going to play Duplicate, so that's going to get rid of the Bane of Progress. And we can't really expend any more health with the Toxic Deluge at this point. I think our best case would be to play Golos again, bring in the Cascading Cataracts, and that way we'll be able to filter the mana that we can generate into some hopeful value. Arjun's going to play an Elixir of Immortality. They pass the turn. Ayula's going to play a Moss Diamond. Yeah, lucky for us, the Riku player was able to draw in a lot of the hate from the Ayula player that last turn. And that kind of gave us the opportunity to get that damnation off. Our opponent plays Ayula once again, and it looks like the Arjun player decided to scoop up. Ayula plays Vivian, Champion of the Wild. Not entirely sure why our opponent left. Vivian's gonna +1 here. Excuse me, they -2 here. And they pass over to us. We draw into Reflecting Pool. Guess we can play that. We can tap 2, generate 7 mana from the Cabal Coffers. Let's grab Golos. We will grab the Cascading Cataracts. What else can we do? We can play Phyrexian Arena, but that would kind of pose us. Let's go into Bloom Tender here. Actually, yeah, let's do this. Let's go Bloom Tender here. Then we'll hold up mana for the Crozen Grip. And if nothing comes out that we need to use this for, then we'll fire off the Myriad Landscape. I think with that, we'll just pass the turn over. Looks like Riku's going to be playing a Blade of Selves. So they're moving to equip the Blade of Selves on the Duplicant. I think now is as good as a choice that we're going to have, or as good as a time to fire off the Crozen Grip. And let's get rid of that Blade of Selves. Looks like the Riku player out of frustration decided to leave. So it's just down to us and Ayula. They decide to downtake the Vivian again. Ooh, and for some reason our opponent decides to tap down all their mana and move straight through combat. They pass the turn back over to us and we draw into Panharmonicon. Let's tap the Ancient Tomb here. We'll go for the Cabal Coffers once again. That puts us at 8. Let's tap to generate the Wooburg off the Cascading Cataracts. We get into a Smothering Tithe, Tatiova, and a Swan Song. I think what I want to do, let's see, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can probably go for another activation here. Let's see, that's red. That's Wooburg right there. Let's try that. So we get into Avenger Zendikar, a Sylvan Library. Let's play the Avenger. Alright, that gives us 8 plant tokens. We have Profaner of the Dead, and it will basically bounce our opponent's commander back to their hand. They'll just be able to cast it again. Do we want to cast that? Yeah, might as well. We'll do that. We'll exploit the Profaner. Alright, and then I guess we'll just move to combat here. Alright, Golos finally gets in for 3 commander damage. We pass the turn over to the Ayula Ayula player. We have a Smothering Tithe trigger. It looks like they will pay the 2. Our opponent's going to recast the Ayula. They're going to cast a Universal Automaton, choosing to have Ayula fight the Bloom Tender. I don't think that was a fair fight. Our opponent's going to crack their Myriad Landscape. I can only assume they're going to grab 2 forests here, but hey, who knows. Yep, looks like we guessed right. No surprise there. And they tap down. Alright, so we draw into Abrupt Decay. Let's use the Sylvan Library, see what else we get into. So we have Ristic Study, Life on the Loam, that's not going to help. And the Abrupt Decay. So I think at this point we can put Put the Life on the Loam back on top. Put the Ristic Study on top as well. Let's go for a Golos activation here. We're down to 6 life, mostly because of the Ancient Tomb. Let's generate the Wooburg here. Alright, we get into Ristic Study, so let's go ahead and cast that. I don't think there's any need for the Life on the Loam other than the Dredge. Let's go for another activation. Ooh, we actually can't because let's go for the Abrupt Decay on Ayula. We'll play the Panharmonicon just because, and then we'll move to combat. We'll swing in with Tatiova, Golos, and the Avenger Zendikar. And it looks like they're going to be blocking the Avenger Zendikar. We'll pass the turn right over. Our opponent chooses not to pay the 2. They play Kodama's Reach. Let's see if they pay the 1 here. They choose not to pay the 1. We draw into Breeding Pool. And our opponent scoops, revealing that they only had 3 lands in hand. Alright, good game. I didn't think we were going to come back from that. Well guys, that's going to do it for this gameplay. I really hope you enjoyed it. And as a quick reminder, if you're looking for a way to support the channel, make sure to scroll down, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell icon so you can stay up to date with all our latest content for you guys. While you're at it, give this video a like if you enjoyed what you've seen here. It helps others who enjoy this type of content find us a bit easier. And if you're interested in being a part of the channel, follow me on Twitter at @command_beacon, and we can coordinate a time so that you can showcase your deck building abilities. And finally, if there's any specific content that you would like to see on the show, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. You were watching the Command Beacon. Until next time, thanks for watching.